Hey there, friends. This is a quick guide to defusing the landmines that can blow up our lives sometimes, or at least the moment, a conversation, or a relationship, which we know as triggers. Now, these landmines, triggers, are planted early on in life. And when they blow up, instead of going away, they get stronger. And so one of the ways we can start to defuse these landmines is by getting very fluent in the language of emotion, specifically the emotions that we are feeling. Getting highly sensitive, a very high resolution image of how that feeling is showing up in our body. You see, the way emotions work is they're connected to the environment, to our thoughts, and then they flood our system with a biological imprint that shows up in tension in our shoulders, the way we breathe, the tension in our chest. That feeling is going somewhere in your body, right? You feel it. And so a lot of times we don't have a very clear radar of what that feeling is. We kind of identify with it and it's there, but we can't go down and look and very clearly articulate, you know what, my chest is tight. My breathing is shallow. There's some tension in my face and my forehead. And the more you start to pay attention to where that feeling shows up in the body, you get fluent in the language of emotion that your body's speaking to you with, you can start speaking back to it. And building this skill, this high resolution image, allows you, number one, to start relaxing and changing that feeling. It might be relaxing the muscles in your forehead, around your eyes, breathing a bit more deeply. Letting go of some of that tension in the shoulders. It doesn't have to be away in your room with the lights out, cross-legged. It can be real time, talking with the person you love, who you don't like right now, but you will again. Or maybe with a coworker. All throughout the day, our body is speaking to us in the language of emotion. And the more we pay attention to how that shows up in the body, the better we get at learning how to talk back to it and regulate those emotions. The second thing is getting really good at differentiating, at remembering that we are something different than our emotions. We're different than our thoughts. We're different than this situation or this thing we did. Who we are as a self, as an individual, is much deeper. And that self can speak to all those different things. So if a friend or a sibling or a child was going through a situation like this, how would you talk with them? Probably not how you talk with yourself about the same situation. Now, when we're worked up, when we're dysregulated, when we're activated, when that landmine is exploding inside of us, it's not easy to say those kind of things. And even if we do, we don't believe ourselves. The body rejects that message. But when we get back to calm, we can start talking to ourselves with kindness, acceptance, forgiveness, the way that a parent would. They call this self-parenting. So as we get good at calming ourselves down, at regulating, we can train ourselves in that vocabulary, that messaging of, hey, you know what? You really did do your best. You might not see it right now, but we've been through something like this before. It's gonna be okay. And whatever the situation is, practicing saying kind, encouraging things to ourselves. But also not trying to shove that emotion away. You see, when those overwhelming feelings come up, we tend to ignore them. Shut them up. Try to get out of here. Stop being like that. And it's a lot of the same messages often that we got as a kid. And the next skill is curious compassion. Instead of telling our feelings to get out of here, to stop talking, to go away, to sit next to them, to feel the feelings, and not try to change them, but just be curious. What do you have to say? What are you trying to tell me? And then offer ourselves that compassion the same way that a kind, loving, and gentle parent would offer to their kid. Now, there's a lot more skills that go into building for getting these landmines, instead of blowing up, being a lot more manageable and happening a lot less often. But for now, practice these 3 things. Getting really good at listening to your emotions, where they're showing up in the body, and then talking back to them. Not literally, but sending those signals of relaxation, of calm, of changing the breath, relaxing the places that we're carrying tension, and reminding ourselves we're safe. It's okay. I don't need to get so worked up about this. I'll be all right. And then the second skill, sending those kind, gentle, and encouraging messages to ourselves the same way that a loving parent would. You're strong. You can do this. You've done it before. It's going to be all right. And the third is starting to be compassionate with ourselves. Over time, not pushing those feelings away, but letting them be there with us. Over time, you'll see those feelings have been building up for far beyond, way longer than just that situation. And the more we let ourselves feel it, the less they happen. The healing is in the feeling. And healing does happen. It's possible, my friends. That's all for now. See you in the next one.